Today, we're talking about the Tomcat Mouse Killer Refillable Bait Station Package. You can find these at any hardware store. We're gonna jump in, show you how to use it, pros and cons. So, the product here is a refillable mouse bait station by Tomcat. And what it is it provides you with a bait station that's refillable and lockable, and additional bait pieces to refill as it gets fed off of. And it's used to eliminate mouse infestations at an indoor facility. So how does the Tomcat Refillable Bait Station package work? Well, what's in the bag? It comes with one refillable lock bait station and 8 blocks like this, which are your mouse poison. You can see the bait station here gives you a top clear view so you can see the bait. And on the back side, under here, there's a small hole that only a mouse can fit into. On the underside, there's a couple tabs you need to decompress. This will pop out the bait tray. The bait tray will hold one of these blocks, and then you can stick it back in. Now it's locked, and this will keep it secure, again, keeping pets, children, and any untargeted animals safe from getting at the bait. The station is designed to be put up against a wall or in areas where mice are going to frequent. Those areas will be where you either see dropping, damage to food, or any other signs like rub marks. You place the station and the mice will come in the back, come into this little compartment, feed off of the bait, and they'll get a lethal dose, they'll leave. What's nice about these is with the clear top, you're able to see the bait and if there is any activity or chewing from mice without having to actually open the station. So it does make it very easy to check on your bait. Let's talk about some of the pros with this Tomcat bait station. The biggest pro is that it is reusable. Because you have the bait tray underneath, you can continue to get the bait, refill it, and put it in without having to discard the station. There's a lot of other stations that are one-time use, and after the bait's gone, you have to throw the whole thing out. Another pro is that the top is clear. So without having to go down, touch the station, and open it up, you can see if there's feeding, or if there's no feeding, you know it's good to go. Another nice feature is that it's very concealed. So when you have this up against a wall, only a mouse is going to fit into this little gap, and only a mouse is going to fit into this little hole here. So it is very safe. It also comes pre-labeled with all of the warnings that you need to have on the bait stations. The other great bonus about this package is that you do get extra blocks of bait. So if one gets eaten, you can continue to refill it and eliminate the mouse infestation. Let's talk about some of the cons with the Tomcat bait station. One of the cons with them is that there is only one entry point and it is in the center. When you're using a professional grade bait station, there's almost always 2 holes on either side. So when it's up against the wall, there's 2 options for them to go in. So if there's a timid mouse, it's a lot more likely to go into a commercial grade versus one where it needs to go in here, up the hole, and then get in. Another con is that it only comes with 8 blocks. If you have a handful of mice or a very low level infestation, this may be adequate to get complete elimination. But if all the bait is being eaten through, you might need to continue to repurchase bait and fill it. The other con is dealing with any domestic grade product, you only have the specific product. And what we mean by this is there's specific attractants that will be in the mouse bait. And if the mice don't like what's there, they may just avoid it. You don't have an alternative to switch out a different soft bait or a different formula that may attract them in. The last con is that there is only one active ingredient in all of the blocks. So if you happen to run into a situation where the rodent was resistant to the active ingredient that actually kills them, they will eat it and they won't die. So again, when you're using these bait stations, you want to find the areas where there's activity from mice. Signs of droppings, chewed food, or rub marks and any other signs that they're there. You want to place them in those areas. Ideally, if you can have it right up against the wall, that's the best, as mice do love to run the perimeter. And one note is that no matter what kind of rodent infestation you're dealing with, if you want to have long-term results, you need to always look for the entry point, seal the entry point up, remove any food sources, remove any nesting material, and create an environment that is non-attractive to mice. So if you're using these, place them out there, Check the bait every couple days at the beginning, refill it until you get to the point where there's no activity, and then switch to checking it every 2 to 4 weeks to make sure that there's no infestations in there. But always look for the source and eliminate it from a hole. Now we're just gonna give a high-level overview of what to do if you do have a mouse infestation you're trying to deal with and you wanna use these. So again, with these bait stations, you wanna place them where the activity is. Ideally, you'll want to use multiple. You wanna space them out every 6 to 10 feet or in the areas where you're seeing the activity. You again wanna check them every couple of days to make sure you never run out of bait. And if you run into an issue where the bait isn't being consumed and you're still seeing activity, you'll want to find a different bait to rotate in or start to implement some mechanical traps because mice can be picky. Also make sure there is no competition for the bait, which means make sure there's no access to additional food, oil, or anything else that mice like. The other piece is that although the clear top is nice because you can see the bait, sometimes mice like to feed in the dark. You can see with this professional grade station that it is all dark because it gives them a very comfortable feeling to go in there and feed because they're in that dark area. It's also under lock and key, and you can see you can put more bait in there as well. So when you're doing this, always consider all of these options. You want to wear gloves to reduce any sort of human scent and repel any mice away. And you want to always make sure you have them in a place that is out of reach from children and pets. Because the stations are light, they can get moved around. And if something's trying to get there, you want to make sure that no one runs off with it, takes it, and puts it somewhere that it shouldn't be. If you liked what you saw, check out our other videos. We have lots of videos on the Tomcat repellent, ultrasonic plugs, and tons of helpful information on how to keep mice and rats out of your home for good.